Yeah. You know, we still discussing the beast. It's gonna be a long topic, long videos. It's gonna understand it from many perspectives. You know, one layer of the beast that I've started to find out was the actual, you could say, psychic vampire. This is a whole world within the beast. And that is where we're going to talk about today. Now, all of this started coming in fruition. Like, I started having interaction with different people. You know, me in the hermetic sense of the science that we do is the shaman, you know, whatever you want to call it. We actually is in isolation, so we don't really involve ourselves in the general public, much less listen to the news or watch TV. It's like you get your download come with you with your soul. It just is always talking to you. It's always giving you something to do, shit to research, shit to study, all that. So it's like your soul is old, so it mostly could relate to old information of truth, not new speculations. So when I start interacting with certain people, like we'll have an exchange of energy. This is like what I'm gonna tell you about the law of thermodynamics, where, you know, an enlightened person or somebody with intelligence, the genius, if they be around certain people of lower intelligence, you have an energy transfer. This is real. This is not something that I'm making up. This is not something that's a joke. This is actually something that happened to certain people called empaths. This is prevalent for an empath to know this, because as an empath, sometime as an instant, boom, you just switch bodies with somebody and you're experiencing somebody else's macabre and their terror of their fears, anxiety, all their problems become all of a sudden overwhelming onto you, not just as negative energies, but, you know, for me, I'm a seer. I see it with my eyes open and I see it with my eyes closed. It doesn't matter. So these now become attacks. These attacks is like, it just came to me now. It's not something I'm used to experiencing, because ever since, you know, this change came about in me, or my empathism came down, I isolated myself. That's what it was, the download you get with it, to isolate yourself and stay to yourself, you know, and everything else will take care of itself, which it did. Now listen, so now a couple years out of isolation, in isolation, and I encounter people and I notice things happen. Like one time I was invited to a party, and as soon as I'm going to the party, I walked into a pier. It's just a big pier. As soon as I got into where the crowd is at, boom, my energy just hit me, just made me just whip a U-turn and walk back out. It was just a negative energy. This negative energy, it just made me felt a force, an overwhelming force to just leave, get out. It wasn't right. It was like you could read everybody's mind. Well, this is not all the way what I'm referring to with the empath now. With the empath and what we call psychic vampires, this is just example of what an empath feels, what they go through. And so you will understand yourself more when you get around people and you lose yourself. One thing with being an empath is that you wind up taking on the characteristics of not just the environment, but the characters and personalities you're around. It's just a natural empath thing, because empaths are higher beings that know a lot. And from a child, they're taught, you know, when they talk a lot or they express what they know, they get beaten, they get in trouble, they get punished. So it's like we learn not to say the truth, not to act out how we really feel, because if we do, people will hate us or we'll bring on to ourselves opposition or opposing energy. So we always had learned from childhood to just unite. Whatever it is, we unite with it, because that's just the type of people we are. And so doing that, though, you become now like a shapeshifter in it. you know, the empath is the precursor to the shaman, excuse me, to the shaman, and also, you know, the witch doctor, the magus, all the different arts and crafts, because they have the ability to sense subtle energy. But how do you know you're an empath? That's the question. You know you're empath because it's what forces is acting up on you that make you feel not like yourself, uncomfortable. You lose your sense of peace. You always trying to extend yourself to help people, and their problem become more your problem than theirs. And it's like you waste a lot of energy, exert a lot of energy that you feel drained at the end of the day. Those are all symptoms of an empath, you understand? And being an empath, if you're just on one level, which that would be the first level, it's like a gateway to more deeper you go in as you become more sympathetic or have sympathy towards other people. So it starts off feeling one way, but then you could have it where your empathism leads you to being like a healer, healing in the Reiki sense, or, you know, long distance remote control. And this is where we come now into the two type of people that's here. And I would have to put it now, you know, we have our modern terms of looking at life, and I'm not here to knock nobody's modern term, but being that I'm trying to track down something, and it's something ancient that's in me. I've been following it through the ancient way. And from what I'm seeing, you know, all of the information popped up in like the 16th and the 15th century, and it has to do with how I'm wording it. So don't take me out of context like some righteous person or preacher or Christian. I'm none of those stuffs, because we was taught these things and we don't know what they mean. But when I start talking about God, the Holy Spirit, and all that, I'm talking about your ego, your different personalities, your splits. You have to understand what they're codified as. So on that note now, this whole this spirit that comes down on you, it's like an energy, and it goes from different dimensions. So you could start off just feeling with empathy as your heart chakra opens, but now your throat chakra opens, your crown chakra open, your other chakras open, and it opens a gateway to you opening a magnetic field. This magnetic field is literally now able to make you astral project, or you could time travel, you could body double. There's so many ways that you could actually word it to start ascension and make yourself able to do the impossible. So you have people who could heal from remote distances. You got people who could actually siphon your energy from remote distances too. So this is why we have to put it in this proper context of how they had it back in the ancient days. So in the ancient days, you had two type of people only. You had the children of men and the children of God. What's the difference? What we're talking about. One type is an empath and one type isn't. What's so important about that? One type have to feed off the other type's energy because they have no energy source of their own. Okay, we're getting into psychic vampires now. So what is a psychic vampire, and what is its place in all of this? Well, you see, what we call vampirism is actually like what's the word would be? It's like they put it in a fable to actually express something. What's in blood that a vampire bites out of you is actually your life force. Now, you know, I tell y'all about the life force, which is prana, or you call chi energy. You have different versions of it, shen energy. So these energies is being siphoned through your blood out of you when you see them biting on your neck. That's the symbology in it. But the actual process of how it works, remember, we're talking ethereal energy, argon energy, the principle of alchemy. That's your woman's ovaries, the right scrotum, left scrotum, the energy that they make down there that actually give their organs life is actually being siphoned because it's in the blood. You understand? So how do they take it out of you? They can take it out of you now because if you're an empath, or Anybody. You don't have to be an empath. We're all connected with this energy from God. It's what keeps us alive. Ethereal energy. You know, I'll tell you more about that later. We get it through this source called argon energy. If you want to look it up, argon energy is what we connected to. And it connects to us and feeds us through our cells. Our cells feed and eat off of light, this black and white light that I tell y'all about. You know, the black and white, that's the war. I tell you about heredity, the black and white. Well, that's what eat the energy. It's only two basic colors that's invisible to all spectrum, but it creates this visible light spectrum. The black side of it, which is the beast, and the white side of it, which is we consider God. Those two is two invisible light. But when them two come together, we get the Roy B. Jiv color spectrum that we live in. That's what life is. It's creation. So it flows through us through the Van Allen belt, and it comes to us through Saturn and everything into our body that give us life. And so you have certain people, these are the children of God, that that get this energy. But the ones who's not of God is cut off. They have no energy of their own, so they have to get their energy source from you. So what they do, it's like the ancients, when you go back to the originals, you could say that one tampered with something they wasn't supposed to and unleashed the beast onto them. But the beast is, it's like the beast itself, if you never know what's the beast is a dog. It's all it is a dog. You know it by its teeth. You see it on all pictures showing teeth, mouth open. You yourself is composed of the beast. The beast party use your mouthpiece. Think about it. A person who always shows teeth is the most deceptivest person that you know. Your teeth and your mouthpiece get you into the most trouble. It's to sit there, get you into fights, get you into affairs that you can't get out of, get your heart broken, it gets you into prison. That's the beast. So it manifests yourself as your mouthpiece, the teeth. Women's love a man with beautiful teeth. A man love a woman with beautiful teeth. It's attracted to it. But you don't know why you're attracted to it. Spiritually, that's the beast in you. A woman is only attracted to the alpha male because it's the beast in them. We only like shooting, killing, and all that stuff because it's the beast in us. We're more appealing to those type of things than we are to the God side of us. So you got to realize what's going on. So they try to appeal to the beast side of you. So your neuromelanin that holds all your soul in it, which is broken up into many parts, is around your cell. Each cell of your body has a thing that holds it together that you don't see, which is called neuromelanin. If you have a lot of neuromelanin, the longer it takes for you to die. Even when you're dead, you're not dead. You're still alive in your body. And so you, especially black people can't die. You can't die. When they bury you and you think you're dead, you're not dead. Black people are supposed to only be cremated. That's it. If you're black, you're only going to be supposed to be cremated. Everybody's supposed to be cremated, but it depends on your neuromelanin count. That's how long it takes for a cell to die. Look like after a person dies, see how long it takes for their cell to die, and you will see what is actually going on with them, that they're not dead. Their tissues keep growing, their nails grow, their hair grows, their brain's still working, because you can't die until all the neuromelanin, which is all the parts and particles of your soul, all leave, and you got trillions upon probably billions of them all over spread out as cells. So it takes a very long time for a person to die. So on that note now, you got certain people that's cut off. These are the children of men. So once you lock on and you open up that portal to the beast, it constrains you and suck the energy from you. It sucks that life force that we call the ether from you. Once you don't have no ether force no more, you're living only off of your organ energy. So what happened, you have to run now and you have to feed, because if you don't feed, you're going to die. But the beast don't want you to die. You see, it's a trick he do to make you have to run, go feed. So for you now, it comes in and manifests unconsciously. If you're born, you could have had it in life few lifetimes ago. You didn't have to come in this lifetime. You could have caught it like probably from your prior incarnations. The beast been on you. A lot of people who don't know When the beast is on you, it's like you have to stay occupied. You can't stay still. You keep yourself busy, because if you stay still, you're going to see visions and stuff of craziness, or you just have fucked up thoughts, or you're in a bad place. That's because you know the beast is close to you. And so that's why a lot of people occupy themselves, keep themselves all the time busy, so from they wake up till they go to sleep. And they don't stop till they're sleeping. Some people even just take sleeping pills to induce a sleep. These are all signs of the beast. The beast is on them, or they're connected to the beast. So once this happens now, you don't have no choice but to die, but you can't live if you could siphon off somebody's energy. So now you had a bunch of people who got stuck with the beast. How did they get stuck with the beast? The beast is only part of one division of the yin and yang symbol, the dark one, and so with the dark one, its only source of life is power. You only have two ways of going: love or power. How this is done is through your parents. If your parents is broken and don't come together or whatever, more than likely you're broken, or you have some type of malice in your heart which splits you from the perfect yin and yang. And we seek to malice people who's a family unit or have hate towards it. And so with us not having no love with no parents, being raised by your grandparents, being raised by the system, make you seek power psychically, or what we call psychologically, which is demonology. You understand what I'm saying? Once you seek power, you lose empathy. Once you lose empathy, you side with the beast. And so once you side with the beast, after a while, he just comes over you like a sheath, a shadow body. And that's what you're living under as a succubus. Once it sucks enough energy from you, you have to go suck energy and keep feeding it. But you don't know why you're doing it. So that's where you get these situations of the poor me's. Somebody always coming to you with a situation where they can't, they always need something, or in a situation where they're in trouble. These is all an energy vampire that is siphoning your energy when you come to their aid. You got people who even do it just getting a new car on you and fronting on you and driving by. They just siphon your energy by you looking, because you're feeling adequate now. You got ones who's pleasers. They always want to just do whatever you say, always running there, because it don't make you feel better, make them feel better. You understand the science of what's going on. Then you got the troublemakers that always want to bring up shit between that, saying just the truth, that this person want to confront you with this and you talking this. These are all energy vampires. The bottom line is this: anybody outside yourself more than likely is going to siphon your energy. You have to know the different families. You have the children of God and you have the children of men. When you put those two together, the children of men and children of God, the children of men is going to siphon the children of God energy. The children of God get their energy from the sun. The other ones get their energy from the moon. Their fear, anxiety, emotional feelings. They're moon people. Anybody that's a moon person, you have to stay away from them. The moon is a soul trap. That's what traps us here in this dimension. You can't leave. The Adodabath, the creator, the demiurge is the moon. You got to realize the moon is a system that's set up to capture your desires, your emotions, your feelings. Once you're chasing that, you're chasing the hyena, the wolf, the apes, the gorillas, everything of your imagination that's, you could say, Enlil created, or Lil, or Lilith, whatever, those worlds. So everything that's under the moon's governing is part of the physical body, because your body is 70% water. It controls its emotional state. By it controlling your emotional state, it controls your endocrinology, which is now governed by the stars. So them two together is using you and deceiving you to keep you in reincarnation. You can never make it out, because the moon's going to snatch you back up and reincarnate you. We all be staring at the moon. It's those people that's connected to the beast. Anyone who's a moon worshiper, love the moon, feel they're from the moon, they're on the side of the beast. Then you got people who's sun worshipers. Whoever sun stare, do everything in the sun. Those is the side of God. It's two different type of people. You got to understand. Now, they both need each other, because one is one part and one is the other. But you got people that gravitate to only one side, gravitate to the other, and start the war between each other when you're supposed to do both, because you're half and half. You understand? That's why in alchemy you always see a sun on one side and a moon on one side. You have to balance out your feminine side. The moon is the feminine and the sun soul is the masculine. So you're either lacking in femininity or you're lacking in masculinity. But worshiping the moon now is a different thing. The moon is actually a firmament that holds you. It's the trapper of you. Before there was no moon, that's when we could actually do cremation. And when we do cremation, all of the melanated people, the black people, go straight to the spirit world. If they was to bury them, they'll still be alive in their body, so they knew that. So cremation was done first. Then later, when they put the moon there, mummification became a way to trick everybody to pass the moon. But neither one of those work right now because they got up on the system. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to do it through ascension. Only way you can make it is by facing it alive. Right now, that's what I'm fighting. I'm fighting the demiurge. That's why y'all don't see me posting. That's why y'all haven't seen me do anything. It's like a war going on, and I'm winning. It's too easy now for me, which we're going to get into with the magnetic field, because it's the magnetic powers of the chakras that gave me the power to move these motherfuckers like I'm moving space. You could say a planet or a moon out the way. But now I could probably move 4 or 5 moons easily. That's all. But what I'm saying now, through this system and through the chakras, you learn to defend yourself. And I'm going to put y'all onto it as we go along in these studies. Now, the beast, vampires. You see how everything's coming back around? That's why I said this study is going to be deep. So the beast comes on and locks onto those people that makes them go and be psychic vampires. Energy vampires is the one physically. But the ones that psychic vampires is the one you have to worry about, because they'll just come and touch you, come and friend you. As soon as they get into your mind and in your heart, they leave. And later on that night, you're chilling, and all of a sudden you get anxiety, you're shaking. All of a sudden you're seeing demons, you're seeing spirits. It's that psychic vampire. That's what a psychic vampire do. They siphon your energy through Wi-Fi, remote control. You understand? And so you have to be careful of them. They're the worst one, because once they lock onto you, could be anywhere in the world, they could siphon your energy. You just feel like you caught a sugar attack instantly, and everything changes. Your heart rate go up. And sometimes if you meditate, you could be in a spiritual world, something like this that's always beautiful and empty. All of a sudden, this shit is full of demons and all type of ugly entities and scary beings. And that's their stuff coming into you, because they live in the sheath of the beast. He's overshadowing them, which now is chasing you down. Once it locks onto you and you allow it, you're going to not have no more ethereal energy, and you're going to have to go and lock onto somebody else to continue living, or it's going to kill you. And doctors can't figure it out. Nobody can figure it out. You understand what's going on? So that's why it's important for you to understand these psychic vampires is the part of the beast. The vampires is the Illuminati. The vampires, the government that siphon your energy. All of these, it's in our own family, friends. They siphon your energy. It's no two alike. You got to know which side you're on. You got to know either you're a child of God or you're a child of the beast. It's very simple to know. The child of the beast have to siphon energy. He has to get energy. He needs something. Child of God gives his own energy. He's a creator. He go inwards for energy. They meditate. Everybody needs energy, but we're givers of energy. Those are takers of energy, and then they isolate you so they could just take your energy and for them only. So once you understand these concepts, you will know how to protect yourself. They're 100% real. Vampires is real, but it don't work like in the movies with some guy coming with fangs biting your neck. But the dog himself, you're going to see the fangs if you are seer. If I do believe we're going into this Aquarian age, which is really the age of the wolf. You're going to see more as our electrons change in our body. It's going to change where it's denser. Your meditation is going to be more intense. You're going to body double. So stay tuned. Your body is changing. Everybody's going through a transformation. That's why the government is so quiet and keeping everybody locked out. Now it's keeping everything a secret, you know. Like I was telling y'all about the black hole. I've done travel black holes so many times for so long. It's nothing, you know, new to hear when they tell you they could travel in black holes, because they've been lying to us all along. We've been traveling since day one. So let's get back to this energy vampire stuff. Now you understand that this is connected to the beast. Once the beast get on you, who comes with him? The Grim Reaper. We're playing like a game of tarot cards now. If you was to see it in the spiritual world, that's what you're going to see. You're going to see soon the Grim Reaper. Once the Grim Reaper appears, somebody in your circle is going to die. Somebody you know is going to die. It don't mean have to be you. You understand? So you have to get yourself around from an energy vampire, a psychic vampire. A psychic vampire works different from a regular person, because you can't just be like, yo, you're a psychic vampire and get away. That once he get angry at you, it sucks on you more and he'll kill you. You have to ease your way out. You can't let him know you know what he is. Or if you could sit him down and talk to them about it and explain what's going on, that'll help. Because some of them don't know that they actually are a vampire, and that's what they've been doing and how they feeding unconsciously. But once they know, they will go and seek the energy through the sun and stop chasing the moon and the darkness and all the darkness that's in them, and just use the sun to fix their circadian rhythm and energize through the sun. That's the number one thing that can help them. But until then, they're on their own. They have to figure out for themselves. They feeding and go find a girlfriend or friend to feed off of. But eventually they're going to kill her and turn her into a beast vampire too. This is real stuff. I'm not making this up. This is from personal experience that I couldn't understand. And it's more layers to it, because we still haven't got to me being in the beast. What it's like in the astral world with the beast. What do you see? What do it feel like? I'm going to give y'all all of those, because, you know, it's real. It's something that we don't understand. When we talking demonology, we talking psychology. When we talking psychology, we talking mythology. These is forces within inside yourself that actually make you act the way you act, say the things you say, compel you to do the things you do. I'm teaching you how to take back control of yourself and get all these spirits and demons off of you, and all these succubuses and energy vampires. A lot of them reign under the beast. The beast is just something we can't stop. It's like you have God in heaven, well, you got the beast in earth. All you got to do is be aware of it, be aware of his archons that pull all the tricks in the mind games. Your mind and your body is two different systems, and you got to realize your mind is playing tricks on you. You're chasing your desires. You're following what you was programmed to do. But your body, if you was to leave it alone and don't believe you're nothing and think you're nothing, will follow what your destiny is supposed to do. So your body got one system and your mind got another. So you could be ranting and raving, upset, going through your feelings, this and this, but your body don't have none of those. It's only your mind that create that. So you have to organize yourself, your thoughts, and learn these frequencies and sheaths. You know, I'm gonna let it go like this, because I don't like doing it too dark, you know. Now, you know, all of this is brought to the information to you by the rings. You see the rings right here? The 7 chakras is the key to this. How is that? It's because when I learned the rings, when we're in the astral, you could overlay it with the rings, and you travel through these rings. These rings is the chakras. They're everywhere around you. We just can't see them. Whoa. You see that? Almost tripped. That's the sand, yo. Sand is what you can see right over there. But anyways, I don't think I'm supposed to give out that information. That's what it is. Yeah. Tried to, but as you can see, they on their job. They keep me limited in what I could say and what I could do. Some way or another, I get the picture. So I guess I'll just leave it there for now. I'm at the end of the journey. It's getting kind of dark. This is it about energy vampires in part 1. I'm gonna make a part 2 to this. University of Conscious Science. One love.